Alright, so this is a new series I'm going to be doing a video. It's called Will It Broadhead? And the basis of the series is going to be real simple. It's just going to take whatever object, whatever blah 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 material, yada yada, and I'm going to see if I can make a broadhead with it of whatever design would be most efficient with that object. Um, this episode I'm taking it real easy with a butter knife, but in future episodes I have some really cool stuff planned out. The next one after this is going to be bone, so that'll be kind of cool. It'll be a few different bone type ones because there's a lot of different type of bones, but we'll get into that after this. But the first episode here is going to be just taking a butter knife and seeing what I can do with it. So without further ado, let's just get right into that.
How do you stop? Okay. Looks like she'd be following. I don't think anything. Type this in bed. I don't care. I typed this in bed. Let me tell you, in the middle, and all the other.
A few minutes later.
That's why they're making such a good note.
Alright, so that's the end of this video. As you can see, it performed quite well. We're pushing really high FOC, around 20% with the weight of this fucking insanely long head. And it just put it on the grain scale. It is 627 grains, I think. So it's got quite some weight to it. I was quite impressed. Sharpness wise, perfect. Retained its edge really well. It's still shaven sharp. Yeah. It's it was really impressive considering it took me like an hour to make it. So yeah, butter knives will definitely broadhead without question. That will broadhead. So the next episode is hopefully will be a lot more fun. I'm going to be doing bone, and then after that a few different types of bone, and then there's some other ones I want to try. But this episode is mostly just to introduce the idea of this fucking whole series and get it rolling. And one thing I didn't do in this video that I forgot to do until just now I realized was I wanted to do tests with each video on the broadhead. So in the next video I'll do that with this arrow as well, in this broadhead setup. But yeah, basically the tests are just going to be like simple, like cutting diameter, power and penetration, and like everything like that. So I'll figure it out as I go, and next episode you'll see what my test is going to be each time. But and one quick other thing I also forgot to mention completely is in the next one I'll probably be a lot more descriptive of the making process, and this one I just made quick little clips and rushed through it. Obviously I didn't mention much about the making of this arrow. Basically I just grinded on a grinder, shaped it out how I wanted it to, sharpened it to where I wanted it to be sharpened, did a little carving into it just for fun. It was really easy to make this thing. The only really time consuming process, of course, was wrapping and gluing this whole part of it, because this is 4 different colors of sewing string, and I like to use sewing string and glue together because they're really good. I'd rather use artificial sinew, but I don't have any at the moment. I'm gonna get some soon. But either way, this was about, I'm not kidding, probably an hour of wrapping. It's, like I said, a few different colors. You can see it starts with dark green, fades to purple, blue, white, and then dark green again. So it was quite a process. And then after that, I glue the whole thing, covered on glue, and then let that glue dry. And after the glue dries, I take some beeswax with a small amount of linseed oil, and I cover the whole thing and just make sure it's oiled up, and it will keep rain and everything else out of the wood gaps or anything like that. So yeah, it's sturdy as can be, and that reinforces this whole part so I can handle this really huge broadhead, because this is a wood shaft with feathers. Like, this is straight traditional. That's what I'm going to do with all these tests. I'm going to be using, I have a whole bunch of extra wood arrows that I can use for this, so it's perfect. But other than that, like I said, I'll make it a lot more descriptive in the other videos. It'll be a lot more into the process. But that's it. Much love, everybody, and stay lifted.